Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino, checking in on IOTA and Litecoin, both which had double top patterns. Let's see how those played out. So this double top actually rallied back up to our 125.53 level, then completed the double top, triggered, paused at the first one. Actually, this was a mini double bottom that actually went to target and did not invalidate the double top, and then came back down, pausing our second target, then completing it, and now in consolidation. So that is all done. Let's take a look here. I'm just going to update these levels over here in case we eventually do get a rally, which is not looking so strong at this point now. Let's just go to the next levels down. You could have done a minor thing here. You could have also done a most recent swing to find some levels down here. At this point, I just want the bigger term levels. So what we will be watching for is if we get looking like pretty much a close back below 95, that's going to be this support level. And again, we've mainly focused on the candle bodies instead of the wicks. We look for closes and cut through the wicks. Then we'll be looking for a retest of the 88.90 level, 88.51 to 88.90. Then the next key area down is about 84.74 we'll be watching for. Now, on the other hand, if we get a close above the 99.70, I'd really round that up to 1 and watch for a close above the 50-period exponential moving average. So let's bump that up a little more, 10079 or 1008. Then I'm going to be watching for the bigger rally, and I'll probably be watching for about 108.87, but let's really fine-tune that on the daily chart. So again, with that 50, that's also right where approximately the 8 is on the daily. So we get a close above that. I said 108. I'm bumping that down to about 106. So 106.50 area is the top of the rotation zone. Maybe even 105.50 to 106. That's where these dip buyers came in. Really, if you're doing any buying down here and you'd want to take a little scalping trade, that would be somewhere where at least you got to move up your stop very aggressively or take some profits off. We've been unable to sustain a major rally, and I'm not even going to project higher targets until we can get above the rotation zone on a closing basis on the daily. That's the line in the sand. Let's just check on the weekly real quick. So here we have it on the weekly. This is pretty oversold. What's interesting is we might have a potential double bottom on a weekly basis. That could be very, very interesting. I wonder how that plays out. This double bottom. Let me see what that looks like. Here we go. So that would take us... Now this is aggressive, it's against rotation zone, but theoretically it could take us back to about 160. I'd really be focusing on the 150 mark. See, we're pretty still far away. We could easily rally just back to the 8, wouldn't even trigger this double, and then we could sell off again. So keep that in mind. Remove that level. Keep that in mind that this could easily rally back to the 8 and still be in a bearish pattern based off the weekly level. So don't get overexcited at this point. Tons of overhead resistance, and we're trading back where we were in March, and then before that where we were at the end of November of 2017. So this huge run up, let's get the bigger picture. The huge run up all wiped out back to this very key levels, and you see here prior support back in March, prior support even all the way back in, when is that, July of 17, and this little support right here the 20th week of the November 20th. So we're trading all the way back there. So if we break these key levels and head lower, I'd be watching on the longer term then eventually down to this 0.43, but that's right around 0.33 to 0.43, wide range. Now we get to fine tune it, but that's your next key levels. First the GAN levels, then prior major support on the weekly basis. Switching over to Litecoin. Litecoin also a double top here, triggered, hit the first stop reduction level, never invalidated the pattern. A nice rally up. Actually then a mini double here that went to target, and then it went to the full target and then beyond it. So all those levels are also hit. So what are we looking at now? Very similar pattern to IOTA in nice consolidation. This one is not as clear cut to where would trigger a bullish move. What we do have, let me take a look at the daily chart. What we do have is this very sloppy potential double bottom. But then we go into sideways pattern, so I wouldn't really trade off it. Based off the daily levels, oops, wrong chart, I'd be watching for a close above, even on the shorter term charts, the 4-hour chart, it'll close about 78.50. If we get a close above 78.50, I'd be looking for it to rally back up to about the 82 area where some dip buyers came in before, and the declining rotation zone. Let's drop back to that shorter term chart and project some other levels here. So let's take a look at some levels going down to see where that would go. What we're looking at here, let's go to the 12 and 25 to see if we do break down. Now the key level we'd be watching for is about 74.20. If we get a key close, you see support here, support here, support here, prior support over here. So that's really the key level. Then we have a cluster now at the prior lows. So prior low reinforced by our next scan move down 72.33 to 72.50 area. Then below that about 70.38. So those are the levels both to the down and the upside that we're watching for. Why don't we take a look also at Litecoin on a weekly basis just to see where this one is. So again, trading back to just some prior levels back at, again, end of November, then just below the levels of last August. Made a whole round trip, which you see a lot of these vertical markets, whether you look at stocks, whatever you look at, markets that go vertical, go look at the NASDAQ of 2001 and see how that traded all the way up and then drifted back down. Very similar patterns to markets that go mania. Now, if we do break below this and get below this 58.16 level, then I'd be watching longer term for about 40 to 36. 36 to 40 is going to be my long-term key support in there for Litecoin based off the weekly if we do head lower. And you can also see if we rally up and hit these next two GAN levels and do a nice 37.5% retracement, that's right where the 8 is. So there's a lot of resistance even coming down. So even if we rally back to 94 from 76, we're still in bearish mode based off the weekly pattern. So we have for you on IOTA and Litecoin, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.